Hello, hello, hello! Oh, well, it is time for me to do a video like this as well, I guess. So, it's been a while, obviously, so like in every devlog you're probably watching, it's been a while. Roughly a year from the last video, and well, quite a lot has happened, and 2024 was a pretty big year, a pretty wild year, I would say. But let's start at the beginning, shall we? So you remember probably all this talk about, oh, I have now someone who will code for me. Well, that hasn't aged well. Oh well, so I did it myself. Yeah, I learned coding myself. I jumped into Godot and started to code, and it actually went pretty well. I would say I got pretty far. Finally, you will see the current state of the game. Like last time I only showed like the stuff I did in Unity, those proof of concept stuff, and now what I'm currently working on is the prototype. Yeah, I got pretty much a lot implemented already. I got all of the mechanics from the player implemented, all the spells, all the movement mechanics. Also, I built a bunch of systems, all those systems you need in game dev, like a camera system, which is pretty solid and easy to handle. Systems, how the door works, different nodes which I can easily attach to other nodes so they work as I want them to work. Stuff like that, which has taken a long time. I also animated the player character completely, I think. Yep, I guess completely, not much should be left, which I'm pretty proud of, to be honest. And I think the animations turned out really well. And yeah, that was a good learning experience, and looking forward to animate all of the rest of the game, I guess. But yeah, so Ortomnia Broken Trinity, the game went pretty well, I would say. I developed quite a lot. I also made some short videos about the development process, so you maybe already got one or two peeks into how everything works. Maybe not. But well, this is the video, and I will finally show some gameplay. I know of which I still need to fix, but that's okay. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty proud of what I did in this year. All of this has happened in 1 year. So it could have been more, of course it could have been more, it always could have been more. You remember all that stuff with the coding person, which, well, that took quite some time. Also, I was in the hospital for quite some weeks and have a medical condition that I need to take care of for an hour a day. But that will be gone soon, so yeah, looking forward to it. The plan to actually work on a prototype and like have it ready in the start of 2025 was a little bit too ambitious. That's out of the window, that won't work. I think the current roadmap is middle of 2025. I want a demo or a prototype out. By the middle of 2025, that's quite some time. Well, I think it's possible to do that, because I have a new job and stuff. Also, I found a new job this year, which is a better job than my last one, but it's still not a game dev job, so take it with a grain of salt. Or an animation shop or an artist shop or whatever. It's just a day job. Well, but it pays the bills currently. So yeah, I've got everything planned out for Ortomnia. Like, I have the whole world planned out. The demo will be the first world you're on when you get the crystal in your head, and maybe another world also, or some playgroundish style world where you have all abilities unlocked to actually experience the game when the player character has all of its abilities. Well, because in the first world you pretty much can't do anything. There's just the first boss. You can just, fight a little bit and stuff, but it's not that, it's still exciting, but it's not as exciting as all those cool movement mechanics I worked on for months. Also, I think the environment looks really great. I'm really proud of the environment. I made a big bunch of assets. Then I figured out I made it wrong and they look terrible. And then I redid all of that and now they look better. So yeah, the Ghost Worlds assets are pretty cool in my opinion. It's something different. Also, I met with a sound designer and he actually works with me and he already made or remade the soundtrack or the songs of the soundtrack I got, so he can build upon them and actually make a whole soundtrack and not only a few tracks. Working with him is really enjoyable. It's really nice. It's quite nice to have actually a different experience for some time working with someone, but well, contracts are important, I guess. So yeah, so that's nice. That's nice to actually work with someone who then actually works and does the cool stuff you want him to. Is actually pretty nice. I've been burned a lot. So yeah, also he's currently working on the sound design of the protagonist for the animations of the protagonist and making all the sound effects, which will then really make a difference in my opinion. Which I also need for a prototype. Of course, you need sound effects, obviously. So much for Ortomnia, but Ortomnia is only a small fraction of this year because there has happened so much. So I really, in the last video I already told you, I released a personal comic about the whole trans stuff. And this went really great. I went to a lot of conventions selling art stuff, selling my comics. I also I make stickers and prints and stuff artists do, because no, I'm an artist. I'm not a coder, I'm an artist, and that's why I do artist stuff. And that's why I go to conventions and sell my art in different songs. I have really cool cards, by the way, which is quite new. That started this year too. I went at the start of 2024. I went to my first convention and now I'm pretty much in the game, I guess. I also was at a big Comic-Con, which was a disaster, but it was amazing. It's pretty cool to be in the space with different artists and yeah, having a few exhibitions. And I already talked about it in the last video. I made some merchandise, like I threw stuff on shirts basically and on hoodies, which are all vegan and fair trade. But I actually made like a fashion brand out of it. I made a fashion shooting. I gathered a few friends and we made photos and we decided what we actually want to keep, what actually suits the brand and what is good for Mystic Shelter and what not. And now I have a big bunch of cool clothing which I can sell too. Because, well, developing doesn't actually pay the bills and my day job is fine, but I want to quit my day job someday, so when other coders start YouTube and stuff like that and try to hustle with videos and all of that, that's not really my thing. I struggle to keep my 2 shorts a week alive, to be honest. Yeah, I just don't have the energy for that. And the whole social media stuff is actually pretty hard, so I try to focus on different stuff. Yeah, by the way, the whole social media strategy with the 2 shorts and the blog post, that went okay-ish. It went okay-ish. Some went really well. I think on YouTube it went really well. On TikTok also. On Instagram it was a disaster. Like no one... Like I stopped posting there because no one clicked. The blog post didn't really work out as well. because I noticed everything I'm writing in the blog post, I'm just rewriting in my mailing list. I do once a month, so I'm basically, I felt a little bit dumb just reposting all of this stuff, but that's why I stopped the blog posts. So if you're really interested in what I have to say, join my mailing list, which is still going strong. The mailing list every end of the month or start of the month, depending on how much there's to do. There will be the freshest updates, the most important stuff will be there. And I also talked a lot about the Ortomnia card game, because next to Ortomnia I thought, hey, it takes quite some time to develop a video game. Why not develop a card game next to it as well? Which was actually pretty fun. So you have maybe seen the videos I posted. They are sadly only in German, about the playtests we did. And the card game actually works really fine. Yeah, I gathered some illustrators and some artists of those I've met this year, and I asked them if they would support me in making this a reality, because I can't draw all of those 260 cards myself. And yeah, I got support from some artists, and this will be happening at the start of next year. So this is pretty exciting. I'm going to talk to printers, and maybe in the next year there will be a Kickstarter about the Ortomnia card game, which is kind of exciting, to be honest. And it actually helps me developing Ortomnia, the Metroidvania game, not only because it makes money, but also because then I have another reason to keep drawing, because there are still some concepts, arts and some designs in Ortomnia left which are not finished. And with the card game I actually have a reason to draw every single character again and make a design for every single character and for the enemies and for the worlds, and actually have something I can rely on, which is quite nice. So that's like, in Germany we have a saying like hitting two flies with one fly hitter thing. I don't know. Well, it's just practical. And yeah, that took a lot of time as well. It was really fun. It also helped me to not burn out with Ortomnia, because it took a fresh spin on it and I could get stuff done. Yeah, that was pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to it, and if you're interested in it, well, join the mailing list, follow me on my socials, because this Kickstarter, this card game will be a reality in 2025. Yeah, it will. Nice. There's just some stuff I have to figure out, like the fulfillment. Like, I'm legally not allowed to send stuff outside of Germany, like in the European Union, because of some regulations and licenses I need to buy. So I need to buy a license from every European country to actually ship something there. There's quite a lot you have to keep in mind. And on top of that, probably the most recent thing that happened is I decided to make another comic. Because yeah, why not? I have so much time. I'm doing a card game, I'm doing a video game. Why not do a comic which needs you to draw like a character 400 times? But it was actually another personal comic, so it really helped me. It really helped me emotionally. To sort some stuff out, and maybe it will help some other people. It's about bullying, and yeah, I'm pretty proud how it turned out, and I ordered it today from the printer, so yeah, it's coming very soon. So yeah, I guess my comics are just heavy topics and hard hitting, and maybe someday I will do comics about the Ortomnia franchise as well. looking forward to it. I have some ideas in mind, but I guess I have to do the card game of Ortomnia first, and after that, while developing the game, I can make maybe some comics of Ortomnia. So yeah, it's a whole franchise, I guess. Mystic Shelter's big franchise. So yeah, 2024 was wild. I made the third comic, the personal comic, like I finished it yesterday, so actually that counts for 2024. So yeah, quite a big year, and I'm looking forward to what will happen 2025. Now that I figured all of this day job stuff out and found a new one, I also have that out of my mind. All those medical stuff also. So yeah, there are lots of weights lifted from me. In 2025, I can go full steam ahead. Who knows what will be in the next devlog I post, which will probably next year, like in a year or something, because I just can't get myself to make devlogs for some reason. I hope you had a strong 2024 as well. I hope you have gotten through every downs and enjoyed every ups of 2024. And I hope you've gotten stronger and ready for 2025. Let's go.